Okay, good morning, traders. I'm very sorry. I'm coming to you from a new computer, and I am just uh, things are a little different. Even the Zoom is a little different. So bear with me just a moment as I get oriented here. Let me share my screen, put some slides up here. Okay. Okay. Uh, you guys should be able to see my screen, hear my voice. Let me get my chat going here. I'm getting there, everyone. Bear with me. Okay, you should be able to chat with me and everyone else. Thank you, Don. Okay, let me see here. Okay, there we go. I've got it situated. I have got it situated. Hi, Gabe. Yeah, welcome to computer, Gabe, right? Yeah, it's very true. Peter, good morning. Welcome. Stephen D, good. Tony, good to see you. All right, let's go through these slides. Let me um go ahead and say welcome everyone to the Options Income Launchpad Monday Market Kickoff. My name is Scott. I will be your host. As always, what we do is for education. And is everyone else seeing the screen? Let me just check in real fast. Good morning, Victor. Good to see you. Is everyone else seeing the screen? Should be on. All right, I'm going to go forward. See the current and the next slide. Oh, wait a second. That's the wrong screen. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry, guys. There we go. Now you should see the disclaimers. Nothing is intended as a recommendation. We're not brokers or advisors. We don't give investment advice. Decisions made should be at your own risk, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Let's just dive in. Let me get something up here for now. And I will have our charts. Everything is asking for different codes and verifications. I went through most of it, but still little things pop up here and there. Greetings, Sandy. Oh, Sandy, I was talking about you the other day. I said, we're in the window, the weirdness window of daylight savings between us and New Zealand and Australia. There's like a 2 week gap, I think, between when we do the um let's get started. And I am going to Let's see here. Top Bulls. Is this our current? What's our current watch list called? Yes. Let's sort it. Okay, that looks right. Stephen D, I was gonna bring that up about um let's reload this about moving averages on the on volume. Is that right? Markets have a good start today. Um we're seeing a bullish open. Give me a second and I will pull that up. Let's see here. Let me bring a chart over. Detach. Let's get the SPY up here. Oh, it doesn't. There we go. It's got my lines. Oh, but look at this. We're going to set this up a little bit. Let's go together. I am going to put on the slow stochastic. And I am going to put on implied volatility. I'm going to put on a simple moving average that I am going to apply to volume. That's 20-day simple moving average, Stephen, is what I use. I've tested a 20-day simple, 20-day exponential, 50-day simple, 50-day exponential. This is the one I've settled on. It's not like any one would be um right or wrong necessarily. They're just different. So I'm going to put on an exponential moving average 3 times right now. And we're going to make one of them a 50. We're going to make one of them a 100 and make it blue. And we're going to make one of them 200. We'll make it a pretty pink color. Okay, there's our charts. Let's move you down. Move you down. Move you down. I swear the stochastic slow is different colors or something. Something about it that I'm like, this doesn't look right. I do go 70, sorry, 30, 7, 3, and I swear I had like a purple color. Okay. Yeah, that's a little closer. That's a little closer. There we go. What's the market doing? Up 1%. We're looking for a bounce. Looking for a turn. Um ah, okay. Were you looking at the 8 before? Sorry, I didn't know that's what the yeah, no, huge difference between 8 and 20. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, well, I mean that's yeah, that's probably the key. Is exactly what you're talking about there. Okay. All right. We're getting situated here now. We've got charts. We've got um Explains why you would sometimes have a different. Yeah, sometimes it would line up, other times would be a little different. I would expect yours to be maybe more frequent, more signals. I don't know. That's a good question. I'd be interested to see. Okay, let's go through our list here. Let me get my. I think that's too big. Hold on a second. Application settings. Look and feel large. Apply. Okay, that looks a little better. Move this over. Connected. Let's get. Oh, see, I've even lost some of my time frames. Um, let's see. Favorites. Customized list. Add a time frame. I need a 6-month day, and I need a 3-month day, and I need a 1-month day. Okay, there we go. Got my list customized. Just had to get a couple things set up. Yeah, market opened good. We're 15 minutes in. Let's take a quick peek at our opening range. Let me uh yeah, that's what I like a little better. I like to see the gaps. I can go into the what did I just do? You may be wondering. So I went into the equities tab under the settings and I turned off show extended hours trading session. I don't care too much about that. That's not as meaningful to me. So with it, it looks like this. And it kind of shows how it got there. Without it, it looks like this. And if I want to see extended hours, I could just change my symbol to ES. And there I can see what happened overnight that led. So I prefer to have a little bit cleaner on both sides. Anyway, let me know if you have any questions about that. Sometimes just getting your desktop and your setups exactly the way you want can be pretty meaningful. So if you're kind of thinking, yeah, I don't know if mine are exactly how I want. Yeah, be thinking about like your charts and your setups. And anyway, okay, let's pop through. Opening range has been bullish. Boom, boom, boom. 3 steps up. Good start for the bulls. Yeah, we're seeing if the market's gonna gain some fight. If you missed it, oh, I don't. I did the posture on my old computer. I need to send myself that document. Um, I'm, I'm like, I'm like, yeah, I got everything except for the posture. Posture dropped 0.75 from a from a 0.5 to a minus 0.25. I dipped into the negative just barely. I would still characterize myself as neutral more than anything. Um, but yeah, let's I have like some weird thing that just popped up on my screen and I can't find out how to close it. So strange. Huh. Okay. It's literally blocking everything. Oh, there we go. So weird. Like I love new computers, but also hate them. It's like new shoes. You're like, oh, they're so shiny and new, but they're also not really that comfortable yet either. Okay. No, I don't want to. Let's see. Chat rooms. Yes. I don't want to be in the chat rooms. Okay, here we go. Back in business. Let's open it up to the 6 month. Let's get into uh well, okay, let me see here. I swear the links work differently all of a sudden. Um, okay. Trying to connect my watch list here. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to go manual for the time. Oh no, wait a second. There we go. That's what it is. Like, why is this thing? There we go. Goodness gracious. I haven't set up connections. If you're wondering what I'm doing, just so I can keep explaining for anyone who does use Sink or Swim, I I was making sure that this little red one up here is also in the all the other places. Um, like here on my watch list. If I'm in analyze, I want it here. Right. So all these different places so that when I change, if I click this, it changes it in the analyze, it changes it in the charts. They're all connected. If you've never set that up before, probably worth looking into to make sure that when you change symbols, all the various places that you tend to look change as well. So you don't accidentally go look at the options for a different trade, etc. Okay. So you need to do it on your trade tab. I just did that for myself. All right. Okay. First one on our short list is ADM. ADM. Um, the today's a bullish day, and this one's pulling back a little bit, but this one is still just had a bullish breakout, big move up. Now what? Now we're thinking if this thing continues, that's a nice potential trade developing. Did we look at Apple? Apple's up almost 1%, but it's just kind of like down here. You're not looking at this like, oh, well, it's up, but is it a trade? Is there a buy? No, not there, not yet. Applied materials. Applied materials could be giving, if I was going to do a technology trade, this could be one that I'm looking at. Let's get us some extra space. I'm going to go 10 days. 10 days. Time axis. Let's give it 10 days. Okay, so you can kind of see where our line is. We think this thing could get up here to, I would say at least 395. That's the old high. I would maybe even think this thing's, Or maybe I'm moving this like this and thinking there you maybe something like that. That's certainly in line with the trend. So that would be what, 414? It's about 65 points. There's about 65 points potentially available there. Have we seen that before? Yeah, we saw that right there. This one took a little longer, but we saw it back there. I would even say that, not quite as big start to finish, but this thing seems to be in a bit of an acceleration. I would say take profit maybe around 395, the old high. And that gives you what about, we'd say that's actually 20 points there. That becomes 45. So 45, 25, 16 total. Where are we now? 350. I could bring my stop back below the low of the hiccup here, 330. That's 20 points. So right below that. So that's about 20 points of risk right there. So I'm getting better than 3-1 on the target. I'm getting about 2-1 and change on the first one, and that's with that stop there. I should be able to move my stop relatively quickly because this is moving into a momentum phase. You can see based on today's candle. That's one. This was on our list. This was on our list for our short list. We only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 on the short list this week. But that was one of them. So let me hear from the group. Who's feeling like they're willing to put on a bullish trade? Big spreads on implied, well, and big spreads is kind of the, unfortunately, where a lot of things are these days. Yeah, they're fairly wide. Let me go even wider here. 14. I'm thinking, oof, yeah, no, you're right. We could buy out of the money on something like this. Even then, if you're going all the way out to 400 and it's like still 665, you're still paying a 50-cent spread. It is around a 10% spread. So Micron doing well. Okay. All right. So this is a consideration concerning in the spreads. Not a. It does have weeklies, and it does have. Let me um get volume and open interest. Yeah, it's hundreds with a few in the thousands, but it's not super high. That is concerning. I love that we bring that up early. We'll come back. We'll think about that. AMKR. Let me get out of these candles here. Amazon. Amazon is on the list. It's close. It's the sellers pushed it down, but not very far. It's holding up at a higher low. The new trend that we think could potentially be developing looks a little bit more like this, which puts like some of these old levels in sight. I could see this one turning into a trade. This one definitely has much better spreads. I can tell you that right now. This has the kinds of spreads we'd be looking for. So yeah, let's keep a close eye on Amazon this week. I'd say that one looks pretty close. Could be a day away. I wouldn't think today, especially if, with the market as bullish as it is now, and this one's just kind of like getting close to it. So okay. APH. Let's see. Don says in Alcoa, in Sandisk, in Applied Materials. All right, very nice. Alcoa had a good day today, recovering from Friday to some extent. APH, no. ASX. I have ASX on my list. It's kind of an interesting one because it really has. We've turned into where we feel like the buyers have the floor back on this candle right here, and it just hasn't done anything since then. 5 days of just kind of chopping around without actually doing anything. Okay. AXP down. Nothing there for us. Baba down. Bank of America down. A lot of, I mean, we saw financials is really one of the weakest groups at this point. Um, let me see here. AVGO. Let me take a look at Broadcom. Ooh, yeah, I agree. There's something there, right? We had this kind of consolidation. And there's our first, buyers. Well, it did get assisted by earnings, but that's I mean, okay, that's fine. Um um okay. Yeah, so I in this case you can see now the sellers have it and it's come back down and it's slowing down through here. If this thing turns around, then I start to think that's where we start looking for this going the other way. Chopping around this morning for sure. Yeah, it's definitely not there. It's definitely not there. All right, let's keep going here this morning. So a couple that are on the list. ASX was on the list, but like I said, I don't really feel much about that one right now. The next one's coming up. Here's Caterpillar. Even if Caterpillar were going to be a trade, the fact that its volatility is even higher than it was last time, the spreads aren't good enough. I'm going to say no there. CF maybe turning into something, but it's a high flyer. You better have a heavy stomach for risk. Coherent. Oh, well, looky here. Coherent turning. I would say we have a Heiken Ashi that would be at play. I would still maybe put my initial stop below this day here, 241, puts my stop at 240. That's 20 points of risk. So I'm 1 to 1 at 280, 2 to 1 at 300, 3 to 1 at 320. If I'm entering right, if I'm entering around 260, that's where we are now. Then we're looking at about 20 risk. So that's times one. That's times two. That's times three. Sometimes I think conceptually we struggle with like this, like, what do you mean reward to risk? What exact, well, there it is, right? Let's map it out. Let's, when I look at trades, that's kind of how I try to get my mind to see what's going on there. Find my entry, find my risk, start looking at like, okay, where are my 1, 2, 3 levels? Minimum is a 2 to 1. My preference is that the 2 to 1 is somewhere near old highs so that I can get 2 to 1 on or close to it at my pressure relief, my take profit zone, where I can, in this market, sell half. In a stronger market, I might just sell a little bit. In a weaker market, I might sell even more than half. This market, I still might even sell more than half. Um, Tell me if you've done that. But this is how we want to see. Like, now, does this trade make sense? If I get this move, it does. If I get this move, I think it does. I think it's close. This move, well, let's go back and actually see now that I have some lines. I'm gonna do I worry about picking a target above the prior highest high? No, only because that's why I look for uptrending stocks, right? Like, it's made a series of, this high was higher than this one, this was higher than this one, this was higher than this one. So I believe I have the ability to expect. Okay, let's see if I duplicate this. Um 3 to 1. It's right around there. It's pretty close. You can see like this one had more. This one I only started from here. I didn't get the lows. So I would say that seems reasonable. Can I move this a little bit? Let's see here. Okay. Something like that. That's coherent. Coherence options aren't fantastic. The implied volatility is high. The implied volatility is high. I would rather sell a spread or sell a put. Unfortunately, the spreads are not conducive to a spread trade. A little too much width in there. Yeah, I don't know. I tell you, like, if this was happening in a 4 or a 5 market, the spreads are not going to be so bad. All right, let's keep going. We've got more work to do here. Let's get out of this. What time is it? Cisco, Delta, Dow. Oh, here's Dow Chemical. Dow's on my list. We know Dow has good enough options because we just traded this one profitably. If this thing pulls back and gives another trade, fabulous. So far it hasn't, but I'm looking for the next chance I can get into that one. GE, no. Gold, no. GM, no. Google, no. A lot of things are just sort of like it's like, oh look, gee, Goldman's up 2.5%. Yeah, but that's still not enough for us to, it's good. It's good to see some recovery. It's not enough. Home Depot's down. HL, IBM. Ooh, IBM. IBM. Okay, so not quite yet. It's close though. It's pinching already down here. If we start thinking this thing turns up out of here, stop loss there. That would be my risk. And then what am I looking for? I mean, honestly, I'm thinking I'm thinking another one of these. Boom, boom. Move it over. 282, 30 points, 250, and then 252 down to 9 for 30. So yeah, I think there's a 3.5 to 1, maybe setting up here. 3 to 1, 3.5 to 1. How do the options look on IBM? I mean, again, nothing looks great, but they're good enough in the they're good enough in the out of the monies where we could do a spread or buy an option. I think I'd be fine with these. IBM is pretty close. Pretty close. Mm. Um, okay. Let's see. Sorry, just had to check on a little trading position here. Let's pause for a second. Peter said he's getting a little action on Tesla. Let's go take a look at the SPY. 1.32%. Okay, so you can kind of see we keep pushing higher. Buyers are in control. It's a little overbought. You can see we kind of hit after the opening range. We're I think we're a little stuck. I think what we need to see is the pullback. As long as the pullback doesn't, I mean, if it gets into the range, it's fine, right? So if we pull back into here and turn, I'm still looking for something bullish there for sure. But we definitely look a little overbought right now. After that first push. Uh, yeah. Okay. Love it, Gabe. All right, let's see. Where were we? We were at IBM. Let's go to Intel. Oh, Intel had a little breakup, pullback. Was Intel on my list? No, but from a day trade, I'm like, that looks actually kind of interesting. And it's trying to move higher to some extent there. Uh, IWM. Lumentum kind of sideways. LRCX. LRCX. Well, I'll tell you, Lamb, it tried to make a comeback, but it got back to some extent. MasterCard is okay. MasterCard actually looks okay. It's a slightly higher low. Not by much, but it is. It's got a little bit of an interesting look to it as it turns. Meta, no. Monster, no. What's the next one on our list? Ooh, I see it. Okay. Morgan, no. Microsoft, no. Microsoft actually, same thing. Is this the shoulder, this the head, and this the next shoulder that could lead to the breakout of reversal? I'll actually watch this one a little bit here. Yeah, why not? Micron today. Ooh, Micron today does look good. Does look good today. Got a little recovery in place. Very nice. Ooh, Netflix. Netflix. What do you have going on, Netflix? Pulled back after this like recovery rally, getting it out of this long-term doldrum. Stochastics looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. Entry around 96. Stop. I mean, you could go down here. You're talking 3 points of risk on this thing here. So then we're thinking 99. That's times one. 102. 105. I mean, this is kind of like a times one, times two, times three, times four. So where do we think Netflix could get? I mean, I would say there's this level through here is around 104.30. This old level, this old high, this low, that's around 108. I would actually put that as my target, right? I would probably say this as we recover this level right through here, which ends up being across there. Yeah, especially after the move we just saw. It's actually a slower move. Uh yeah, Netflix. So I'm thinking around 108, stop around 103. Let's actually just for a little fun. I don't need an overview. Company, what is going on? Oh, these are fundamentals. I'm like, what is happening? What is happening here? We like April, I would imagine. The implied volatility is a little high on this one, but I still think I'd probably end up wanting to be a buyer. Let's go 12 strikes. Let's delete these for a second. Let's get these. Price slices opened. Um, let me see here. We said 108. We said 93. Um, I mean 108. Sorry, 108, 108. Maybe the 100s. Let's make sure this is volume and open interest. Okay, we need to go out a week or so. Actually, I could probably just be wrong by Friday. So one contract, it's about 120 of risk, 700 in gain. I mean, we're looking at 5 to 1 on the options. Um, we have 32 days. How much time would we need? Well, let's put this back on here. Honestly, I think the 26th, 27th at the most. 26th or 27th at the most. 650. So yeah, I think we're still looking. This looks pretty good. What do you guys think about this one? Talk to me. Good spreads. Netflix. Some of these were close, but Netflix, I think, is the closest. Good spreads. Looks pretty good. Got in already. Doug said, yeah, Doug will pull the trigger. I like it. I like it. I would even consider going to the 105s, to be fair. Let's see. Let's standardize risk around 350 or so. $350. Okay. So how many of these would we do? We'd probably do it's really closer to 5 of these. 78. Here we're risking 75 for 5. I mean, that's pretty good. If you wanted it a little cheaper. Okay. Okay, that gives you an idea. And if like Doug, you're ready to go, you're ready to go. Um, this is definitely one that I could see turning into an alert. Uh, yeah. Okay, let's see. Delete these lines. Let me get my platform back over to the other side. And NVIDIA, no. Here's another one that I was looking at. This is a not quite, but it's pretty close. Palantir. What happened with Palantir? Same thing. Long-term downward consolidation followed by the smash and grab, and the buyers did that. Now the sellers have done this. Not much. Not much. Eaton Vance. Is that what that is? I don't know. Is that right? Eaton Corp. Eaton Vance. Is that even a thing? Eaton Corp. Oh yeah. Okay. I like that little hiccup out of little hiccup trade, little hot. Yeah, sneaky. Right there. Hmm. I mean, this thing can move. Mhm. Up 3% today. I like that. Today, the Qs are up 1.5%. Rocket Lab still just look at Rocket Lab just grinding in that little zone. Ross Stores, maybe. That's on our list. RTX is on our list. Uh, defense stocks. Defense stocks. What are we seeing here? We pulled back. We're turning. The hard thing is it's never making great. It's like makes a little move, and but overall it's still moving, right? And you're just kind of like, what I look for 220. Do I have enough? I don't know. This one's a little bit. I don't love defense stocks. I'm not gonna lie. Silver. Ooh, SNDK, big move today. Yes, NDK moving. Here's the SPY holding steady bullishly. Not really advancing much now, though. Right? You can see it's just kind of like, we're gonna see. Um, okay. Oops, let's get back to our standard time frame. STX looks pretty good though. SYY, eh. Yeah, that one, I'm telling you, it looked like the buyers were going to try to come in and they just haven't. Maybe losing some of its appeal. TJX looks like it could be turning bullish. Spreads are a little bit iffy there, though. Yeah, and I'm telling you, I'm looking at them right now. Um 1700, 2700, 1900. Still nothing great in the spreads. There's Tesla. Okay, Tesla's moving a little bit. Taiwan. I didn't put Taiwan on the list, but I think I actually would as I look at this now. It's kind of holding right at that 50. If it can turn here and give us a stochastics momentum cross, I would maybe be inclined. So UUP, Vale, Viking. I'm going to skip VIX until we're done. I'm going to see if the new computer gets locked up by the VIX or no, it's the old computer, or if I have a jinx on mine. I don't know. I'm not going to test it. VOD, WDC is one that was on our list. They're all moving. They're all in continuation moves right now. Walmart is a potential in my list. Okay. I mean, look, there's some things. I think Amazon could be setting up. I think IBM could be setting up. I think Palantir could be setting up. I think Netflix is setting up. So we still have, and look at the names. Netflix is a huge stock. IBM's pretty big. Amazon is huge. These are not like, oh, these are guys that can move on their own. Thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns? How are we feeling as we transition? We have crossed into a negative zone of market posture, and yet we have not dropped more than 5% in this consolidation. Rocket Lab and Walmart with a bear put on Alcoa. Okay. Okay. All right. Very nice. Well, Good transition into this week's market. I think we're okay. I mean, I think it's like, there's some things that we could be looking for. More optimistic despite the posture. Yeah, okay. I kind of feel that. That's an interesting comment, Kent. I kind of feel that same where I'm like, I feel even a little bit more optimistic than my posture maybe says. I almost want to make sure that I like maybe temper myself a little as a result of that. I'm like, well, remember, buddy, you did go to a negative, so don't be betting any farms anytime soon. Yeah, Don, thanks for that. East Coast folks, if you're in the nasty weather, keep it keep it safe. Um, give it 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, I hope. I mean, the market's holding up overall. So yeah, it's good to see everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow morning, as always. Happy trading.